Hey guys, James here again, and this is going to be what if Naruto had ope-ope fruit or Law's devil fruit. Pretty sure it just be pronounced the ope-ope fruit. Don't care. Alright, in this one, Naruto's backstory is not going to change one bit. Besides Kushina being like a medical ninja, and that's it. That's the only thing that changes. Whatever, I need to use something real quick. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, Naruto's backstory is not going to change, but we're going to go to when Naruto is around 6. When Naruto is 6, he lives on his own still, and this time he's actually walking through the woods. Naruto was actually chased so far on the village that he actually had to leave the hidden leaf to get back in. Not to get back in to escape the people that were chasing him. He had to leave the hidden leaf village. Naruto would actually walk a few miles. And Naruto will stumble upon just some weirdly grown moss. And it's on a tree. Naruto will actually clean off some of the moss, see what it was covering, or what the moss was covering. Then he sees a sword. Then he sees a name engraved on the side. Just it was filled with moss. He could tell there's something written about it. He kind of got all the moss out after about like a minute or two, and it said Trafalgar D. Waterlaw. And I said, what a weird name. As he pulled out the sword, then he opened it and just got he had nightmares. Like it was just horrifying to Naruto. Then he got flooded by the final cursed spirit in the sword, Laws. Naruto would be panicking until the Law would actually tell Naruto to calm down and that he's gonna guide Naruto for a little bit. Naruto will just be like, "Hey, what the hell are you? Who the hell are you?" Well, I was gonna say, well, I believe I've been here for around 200 years, so this should be around the 1600s, I guess. Well, wait, let's say that somehow One Piece and Naruto a few hundred years apart. Right. So Law would explain to Naruto about who he is, what happened, and that Law had a devil fruit. Naruto would explain that no one knows what a devil fruit are. What a devil fruit is, they use jutsu. Naruto would weave hand signs and create a very poorly made clone. Law would say, "I see. If that's supposed to be what a clone is, the world has fallen." Naruto will say, "No, it's not supposed to be like that. I got chased out of my village due to being a demon, so-called." Law would say, I'm gonna investigate your body." As Law will possess Naruto, and Law will find the Nine Tails. And for about when Naruto feels like it's been years, it's only been probably about 5 minutes, and Law actually reasoned with the Nine Tails. That's how convincing and smart Law is. So yeah. Sure, Law would give Naruto's body back, and he'd explain to Naruto the Nine Tails is inside Naruto. Naruto would start to panic until Law would calm him down. You guys may be wondering, this is not supposed to happen. It doesn't happen in One Piece. We're not in One We're in Naruto. Deal with it. This is what happens now. Alright. Law actually told Naruto to follow him. Naruto will, and Naruto actually ends up diving into a lake and grabs a weird fruit. Naruto will swim back up and onto the shore, and Law will say, "Be careful. Once you eat that fruit, you cannot swim anymore. You have to stay away from deep water. If your waist and above is submerged in water, you cannot move. Or if you can, you're going to be very weak and faint." Naruto will say, I see. I'm ready for this." Law will say, "No, you are not. You are going to go back. You're going to. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you find out how to use that fruit correctly before even having it." Naruto's confused, but be okay with this. And Law will actually have Naruto not live in the village. He'll have Naruto live on the outskirts. And Hokage did go look for Naruto and found Naruto building a small shack. But Law will make sure the Hokage cannot see him. He's gonna disperse. Naruto will say the villagers hate him, so he's gonna live on the outskirts. Hokage's gonna be okay with this since they're not too far. Since Naruto's not too far from the village, like he's within running distance. I'm saying Naruto's like 10 miles away from the village. So yeah. Alright, Naruto, after about a month, will make a pretty good shack with the help of the law. Then Naruto will sneak into the village one night. He's sneak into the library and grab all their medical books, on Law's orders. Naruto comes back out of the village with like a giant backpack full of books, and the Hokage will actually like look at the handprints, and everyone's like, "What happened? Where's your books?" People think this was like an attempt to steal like jutsu from another village, and so when the Hokage will actually examine it and say, "No, this was Naruto." I was like, "Wait, what? Naruto's too stupid. Why would he need books?" Hokage would say, "Naruto was chased out of the village. I think he's trying to win his way back with his skill. This is why he stole medical books. Maybe one way he saw was becoming a medical ninja." Villagers actually think this is what Naruto's trying to do. Naruto does not want to do this. Naruto doesn't even want to read one book. But Naruto will. And after about 4 years, Naruto will have read all the books like about over 200 times. So he memorized all 100 books. That's how many books Naruto stole. And it's been 4 years, so Naruto's 10 now. Law will actually tell Naruto he's ready to eat the fruit. And Law and Kurama have combined while Naruto has slept and actually helped Naruto with chakra control. And Naruto has talked to Kurama. Kurama's going to allow Naruto to control some of the chakra. And Law did tell Naruto he does need physical training as well, so Naruto does do a few hundred push-ups, sit-ups, some of that stuff. Not exactly Saitama training. So yeah. Naruto will stand up one day on his 10th birthday, and Law will actually say, you're ready for the fruit now. And Kikoku is now yours. Naruto will bite into the fruit, and Law says, alright, I've already given you a rough draft on what you can do. You have a room, you point one finger up, and you will not point one finger up, you can do that, but Law says create a sort of cup motion in your hand, say room, the circle will appear, boom, the circle. Train that, and it gets bigger. Then you can use shambles that can swap people's body or your place. You can create a sort of energy to resuscitate someone, or you can, what was it? You can also switch their personalities, and like them switching bodies. Like, we'll actually give the backstory on how he switched Nami, Frankie, Luffy, and all of them. Sanji. I think Luffy was swapped actually, like Nami and Frankie, or Nami and Sanji. Naruto didn't think this is cool, so he's actually gonna try that, but it doesn't work on anyone. Yeah. And Naruto will stay out there for like another year. So when he's 11, Naruto actually mastered his devil fruit. He can't awaken it yet; that's kind of too overpowered. But he's actually a fairly good user in it. And Law did warn Naruto of the ageless surgery, so that he's not supposed to perform it. Naruto will understand and knows he's not going to do it. When Naruto's 11, Hokage's actually going to check on Naruto. Then he sees Naruto actually like taking it apart his shack. He's like, Naruto, what are you doing? Naruto says, I'm smart enough to move back into the village. So Hokage will say, alright, mind if I quiz you then? Hokage will do it to find out Naruto's intelligence is surpassing Jonin. And Naruto has a more law-like attitude. He's not a pessimist, he's still like kind of just goofy, but not all the time. He's more of like a reserved kind of attitude. And when you see Law wearing this picture, what Naruto mainly wears, like Kikoku and everything. And Law helps Naruto make something similar since Law saw Naruto's current gear as a whack. So yeah. So Naruto will not have Haki. Like, Kikoku is just gonna be a black blade. That's as much Haki as he gets. Naruto was like Kurama overpowered Kikoku's cursed blade status. So due to that, Kikoku's just a regular black blade that Naruto can wield. And alright, Hokage will see the sword and say, Naruto, where'd you find that? Naruto says, I just found it in the woods. Hokage will pick, like, Naruto will hand Hokage the sword because the Hokage requested it, and the Hokage just feels dread, torment, pain, anguish. He instantly slams on the ground and says, Naruto, how can you even wield that thing? Naruto says, Kurama's evilness is actually overpowering this one. Naruto will explain that he's actually formed a bond with Kurama over the blade. So Hokage will let Naruto back in the village, and Naruto can actually control his chakra to the point where he can walk on water and trees. So Naruto's first day at the academy, Iruka will greet Naruto, and to Iruka's shock, Naruto's not greeting anyone. He sits him back and just talks with Shikamaru and Choji. And during the whole day, Naruto excels in everything, but he mostly excels when it comes to reading or like when it comes to like questions. Like you could ask the most vital parts of the body, and Naruto would name them, and all their weaknesses, but all their benefits. Yuka's impressed. Our final day, the the sparring, and Yuka's looking forward to see what Naruto can do. So Naruto actually puts Kikoku in the dirt, like he'll stab it down, and say, I'm not using this on an average human yet. No one is ready for what this blade will do to you. Kiba thinks Naruto's joking when he says this, and Kiba will actually just unsheath the sword and start screaming. So that's when Sasuke tries to do it, because he thinks Kiba's just being overdramatic, and to everyone's horror, Sasuke is just screaming his head out and crying. Naruto says, what did I tell you? Let's pick the blade up and just sheath it and put it back down. He says, alright, well my opponent just freaked out, so can I give him a minute to recover? After about 20 minutes, Sasuke is back in peak condition. So Naruto actually, like, he'll just secretly use, like, actually no he won't. I'm saying Sasuke just forgets all about it, like everyone else. So Sasuke will just tell him forget about it, nothing happened. So yeah. Everyone will do so, wanting to forget that actually happened. When the fight starts, Sasuke will just, so that Naruto has always been weak, so makes him think this fight's gonna be any different. Once you reach that start, Sasuke, just being horrified, Naruto just uppercuts him the moment the match starts, and no one even saw Naruto move. They didn't see him run, like, and this was actually a form of Naruto's body flicker. Naruto learned the body flicker technique due to Kurama teaching him jutsu. And in exchange, Kurama will actually teach him Naruto jutsu, and Kurama can see out of Naruto's eyes. So Kurama can know what's going on in the outside world more better than he could have from inside Naruto's stomach. So, yeah. In this fight, Naruto's actually just beating Sasuke mercilessly. Sasuke even tried to, like, block a punch from Naruto, with one arm. So, Iruka's horror, Naruto could punch Sasuke's arm, and you could just see Naruto's fist just break Sasuke's bones. It's like Sasuke's arm would just bend from the other side as Naruto's fist was still punching, sending Sasuke flying. Sasuke will actually just been on the ground in pain. So Naruto will say room. Everyone's like, what? Like Naruto will cup his hands and say room. A blue bubble appears around them. So Naruto actually just pull out a kunai, slashes the air towards Sasuke, and Sasuke's arm will come off. But Sasuke doesn't feel any pain. It's like, oh god, what's happening? Naruto actually pops the bone, not the bone, the arm in like the normal position and puts it back on Sasuke and disperses the room. Sasuke will say his arm feels fine. And Naruto says it should. This will walk away. Sasuke he takes a chance to jump at Naruto. Kurama saw this and instantly took over Naruto's body and just smacked Sasuke into the academy. So yeah. Kurama will laugh, and Naruto's his laugh sounds a little deeper until Kurama gets out of Naruto's head. And just says, go pick up Kikoku and go back and go to your apartment. So the Hokage didn't sell it. Naruto will get to his apartment to see that monster is sprayed on it. The neighbors are like, we put that in like the most permanent substance we have. And Naruto will use something similar to a room and actually just erase it with his bare hand. Naruto will disperse it, and yeah. Naruto will go to bed and just He misses Law, since Law's ghost is usually with him. But it is not hurting Naruto deeply. Alright, we're gonna fast forward 1 year to the end of when they're getting their team selected. Naruto is known as a medical ninja, since that's what he specializes in. Like he specializes in healing people. At one point, one of the students had actually passed out due to actually being hit by one of Hinata's gentle fists. Hinata was trained harder since Naruto wasn't there to protect her, and she got jumped. So she trained harder, and one student actually had his heart kind of just stopped. Naruto thought she killed someone until Naruto will say room, made the sword, and actually stabbed it into their chest, and it boosted their heart back up. So yeah, Naruto's healing is like he doesn't even need healing ninjutsu to heal you. He can just do it easily. So Naruto is like if a healing ninja can be Kage, Naruto's a kind of like a healing Kage. Naruto's a Jonin level that's not even a Genin, so yeah. Okay. Naruto is actually put on a team not with Kakashi. He's actually given to Hayate Gecko. Okay, that's because Naruto uses a sword that scares everyone. And when Naruto's told this, he says, "Oh, he's a swordsman, isn't he?" People will say yes, as Hayate will walk in. Naruto's first test, walk up to Hayate, and Naruto will say, "Alright, if you don't break out screaming, I will accept you as my sensei." Hayate's gonna be a little cocky, as Naruto will draw he's gonna give it to Hayate. Hayate will draw the blade. I'm gonna just see Hayate's like holding back screams and tears. And Naruto says, "I can already tell you're holding it back." Hayate will give the sword back to Naruto, instantly saying, I don't want that sword in my hands again." And Naruto says, I'm not surprised. Well, anything wicked enough to take on this sword would be a tailed beast. And Hayate will instantly know that's how Naruto can wield the sword, his tailed beast. Hayate will still accept Naruto because Naruto's a swordsman. And soon, Naruto will actually tell, after about two days, actually on the roof, Naruto will give Hayate some chakra of the Nine Tails, so Hayate can actually wield the sword. So yeah. And Naruto can give him a chakra boost for a day, and that's it. Every time Hayate wants to wield Kikoku to correct Naruto's sword movements, he has to give Hayate some Nine Tails chakra. Alright, I'm gonna go to when Hayate and Naruto are on Hokage's office, and due to Naruto's skill as a medical ninja, he's been sent on many S rank, A rank, and B rank missions. Naruto's done about 3 S rank missions as a doctor. And Shinobi have tried to kill Naruto because they think he's a kid, he's the weakest. No, usually he's the strongest by slicing off their body parts with little to no effort. The only time he has trouble is when he fights Anbu. That's because they're usually more sneaky than him, or they kind of try to outwit him, and sometimes it does work, but not all the time. So yeah, Naruto has around 3 S rank, around 6 A rank, 10 B rank, and he has well over 30 D ranks. It doesn't take him too long to rack up that many in 1 week. And Naruto has probably about 15 C ranks. So Naruto has done tons of missions in 1 week. That's because he'll actually journey to different parts of the Land of Fire in 1 day. But Naruto likes exploring, so he'll find animals that don't even have requests to be sent out yet. That's how Naruto finds so many. If there's a missing pet, someone's gonna file a report the next day. Naruto will find the pet the day before it's filed. So a lot of Naruto's D-rank missions were it's because he found animals before the mission was reported, or he helped people before the mission was reported. Okay, Naruto and Hayate are in Hokage's office. Naruto is leaning up against a wall, and Hayate is with him. Naruto has just a bunch of just cards in his hand, and he's kind of just siphoning through them. And Team 7 walks in, not like with only Kakashi noticing Hayate and Naruto. He doesn't mention it, thinking they're waiting for their mission. And they're given a C-rank mission due to Sasuke's stubbornness. And they have an unknown genin on their team, just like a random genin. So don't say that they're one man short, and Sakura made up for that missing person in strength. And she's a little bit stronger. And that's when Harrison will break to them that the C-rank mission will take a third person, or at least they're joining to accompany you. So I'm going to give you another Jonin and another Genin, as he points to Hayate and Naruto. And Sasuke says, "You." Naruto walk up to Sasuke and just instantly hit him like in his side with like Kikoku's hilt, saying, "Come on, show some respect." Sorry if I stutter so much. I don't know why I do when I start recording. Naruto will say, "Show some respect," as he hits Sasuke in the gut with his hilt. So yeah, they're walking, and Naruto instantly sends the Demon Brothers. And so Naruto actually just draws a little bit of Kikoku. Naruto will rush at the Demon Brothers. One of them pops out, and he grabs the tip of Kikoku's blade, saying, "Weak and slow." Naruto says, "No, you're just stupid." The Demon Brother actually just pauses, drops the sword, and starts screaming. His brother's like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" As Hayate will just jump right through the brother, like when he jumps at the brother, makes it look like he phased straight through him. But in reality, Hayate's slash was so fast that he can kind of just Hayate ends up just having his dose of Nine Tails chakra for the day, since he does teach Naruto proper swordsmanship every morning. So Hayate's had his dose of Nine Tails chakra. It's like a drug for some reason, the way I'm like calling it. So I don't know why. Like Hayate's not an addict to Nine Tails chakra. Like it doesn't affect Hayate's mentality or anything. And Hayate's body can actually move a little bit faster, like he's in a one-tail state. So him just rushing as fast as he can actually makes it look like he phased through the Demon Brother. He did not. He is just powerful. So then everyone's like, "Hayate?" As the Demon Brother is split in half. The other Demon Brother's just in horror still. Like first he sees mass murder from Kikoku, like Law's country. Then he sees the death of Law, Kaido, like all the stuff Law did. Then he sees the stuff before even Law. So all he saw from Law's sword was mass murder. Then he sees his own brother get murdered right next to him. And that's when Naruto will like get the sword away from the guy and like put it back in its sheath. Naruto will say, "Alright, I'll make you a deal. Tell me the actual rank and how deadly this mission would be and who else is on the mission. Or else I'll make this worse and shove the sword through your hand while you experience the horrors. And maybe you'll see your brother the way that your brother died thousands of times." And Demon Brother will say, "Alright," as he'll give everyone who's on the mission to kill Tazuna. Alright, they start walking, and Naruto instantly senses the sword coming. And when he senses it coming too close, Hayate and him will jump in front of it and just smack it away with their brute strength. That's when Kurama says, "Naruto, this level of brute strength and speed that this swordsman has, he outmatches you, but in terms of being an actual swordsman, you outmatch him. Just let me take care of this. When it comes to swordsmanship, I'll let you handle that one by your automatic functions. Speed and strength, you need me." Naruto will say, "Alright then." And Naruto says, "Alright, I want Hayate and me on the guy with the big sword." As I was will kind of just teleport next to it with body flicker. Then I want you three on the guy in the bushes, as he throws kunai haku. Everyone will listen as Naruto and Hayate jump at as Zabuza, and they start slashing. And Zabuza is scared about how hard it's being pushed. Like Naruto Zabuza can't be outmatched by Kurama / Naruto's brute strength. Like Zabuza even tried to slash at Naruto, like just from the side. Naruto, Kurama controlled Naruto, it just blocked it with a sword and slashed. Like he used like a slash and a block, and it just chopped off the upper half of the executioner's blade. So Hayate actually takes off both of not both, one of Zabuza's arms, and it was his dominant one. So Naruto actually stabbed Kikoku straight through Zabuza's arm. And this is Naruto, not Kurama. And Zabuza instantly starts like just panicking. Like he's not having as big as freak out as anyone else, since you guys know Zabuza's backstory. He killed his whole academy class, not even being in the class. So Zabuza knows his fair share of death and pain and fear. Like, it's still scaring him about how much he sees, but not to a degree as normal people. Only scared Sasuke because Sasuke wasn't there to witness all the death. He only saw his mom and dad die, not his whole clan. So yeah. Alright, that's when Naruto actually sees that, the fight with Haku is wrapping up with Kakashi kind of just holding Haku by the neck and squeezing it. So yeah. Right. Zabuza actually surrenders, and Naruto will patch up Zabuza a little bit by using his double fruit. Using say room, and eventually start patching up Zabuza to the point where the bleeding stops. Same with Haku. He'll tell them go to the hidden leaf, and Naruto actually put some blood. He used room still and put the executioner's blade back together. And everyone's first thought still, like even Hayate's first thought is still, what a weird jutsu. So I can do anything in here. And Zabuza had his arm put back on by Naruto in exchange for going back to the leaf and becoming a Jonin. Zabuza will agree, and on his way back, he sees the demon brother just burying his other brother. Zabuza will ask what happened, and he'll explain. And that's when what was it? Zabuza will tell him to come to the hidden leaf with him, and they'll become a shinobi that don't have to live in fear of this now inhumanly strong village. So yeah. Alright, then the waves arc will go similar to what happened until the last day. Naruto didn't need to be trained in water walking. He didn't meet Haku. Well, he did meet Haku, just not in the way he did in canon. So, yeah. Listen, he's walking off, and the bridge isn't named the Great Naruto Bridge. And instead, I'm gonna give the bridge the name of the legendary 7th Bridge, or the, you should know. Naruto actually just have them call it the Great Kikoku Bridge, since Kikoku is one of the reasons Zabuza kind of just was paralyzed with fear. Because Kikoku's evilness stops a lot of people. So, the Great Kikoku Bridge. And Naruto was thinking of naming something after law. So, yeah. Alright. Naruto's walking across, Gato's men are there. So Naruto says, I want to show you what the full extent of room can do. And he'll say, room. Room will appear, and Naruto will slash the air with, Kikoku. And that's when everyone will see, he says, room. Then he says, shambles. Everyone's like, what? As everyone's voices and personalities switch. It's like a brain swap for everyone. And here Gato realizes he's in the body of his weakest soldier. Naruto straight up throws his sword straight through through the fake Gato's chest. And the real Gato's like, my body's gone. Naruto pull the sword out and say, all of you may be confused. You should be. This will slash the air as heads, arms, the legs, those would be slashed to pieces and they won't feel any pain. So Naruto just disperses the room and blood sprays everywhere. Hayate was like, God, that's brutal. And Naruto just says, my bad. And he'll say room again and swap the bodies with rocks that he can see in the water. The blood, he can't really erase that. Alright, he goes back to the hidden leaf, and now they're announced the training exams when he gets back. And Naruto was actually put on Team 7 for this one, for the training exams, because, need 3 people. Naruto didn't do any training. Like, he's above everyone in the Chunin exams. Just like, even like Naruto was almost a tailed beast as a human. If Naruto went all out against Zabuza, Zabuza would be dead in a matter of a minute. So yeah. Okay. Naruto is so first training exams are on their way to the training exams when they see um um Kankuro bullying Konohamaru, and Naruto actually just teleports behind Kankuro and like just using Mud Flicker and holds the blade to his neck. And Kankuro's like such speed. Naruto says, Alright, this can go two ways. You can drop Konohamaru and leave, or I can slit open your neck and let your blood spray all over Konohamaru. Konohamaru said, please say option one, I don't want to be covered in your blood. Kankuro let Konohamaru go. He says, Tamari. And Tamari will actually throw out her blade and use Wind Scythe Jutsu. And Naruto just he still has the blade on Kankuro's neck because he's holding it with one hand. He'll put two fingers in front of his mouth and say, Wind Style, Great Breakthrough Jutsu. And disperses the whole Wind Scythe. And Tamari is in horror. And Naruto says, Alright, well, you may have just killed your brother. As soon as you let slash Kankuro's throat, Kankuro will say, I surrender. Naruto will say, good. As he just punched Kankuro on the side, and Kankuro falls to his knees. So Naruto puts Kikoku back in her sheath, and he points at Gaara, saying, your bloodlust is weak. Train it. And Naruto walks away, aiming all his bloodlust at Gaara, making him fall out of the tree. So yeah. Alright, into the tuning exams. Instead of asking instead of Lee asking Sasuke to fight, he asked Naruto to fight. And everyone, like Team 7 is like, oh god, no, Naruto, if you use your sword, you're going to scar this guy. You can tell he's super innocent. Naruto gives Kikoku to Sasuke. Sasuke just knows that the sheath is on, so he's okay with it. He'll hold it just kind of like shaking. And like Lee will say, I'm ready, and rush at Naruto. So you can just tell where Lee's about to attack, and just Lee's trying to do a Leaf Hurricane, leaving his genitalia wide open, as Naruto will just punch him there, and Lee just falls to the ground. Naruto's super, not Naruto's super strength. Naruto's strength is inhuman, as Lee was just on the ground, just holding it, like, and Neji can even say that's a dirty shot. Naruto grabs Kikoku from Sasuke and says, let's go. They go up to the room, and Naruto instantly just says, release. Dispersing the whole genjutsu, and they go to the first exam. And the guy that gave the first exam already, like, he was told about Naruto's intelligence, so Naruto wasn't even given the test. He was just told, go straight to round 2. And everyone from the Hidden Leaf that knows Naruto's intelligence know this is the right choice. When Naruto gets there, Anko's like, you shouldn't be here yet. Naruto was told that, Naruto says, I was told to come here because my intelligence is above the actual test. Anko will instantly remember who Naruto is, and she's going to ask him if he knows a jutsu called the Infinite Loop of Death. Naruto says, if I read correctly, that's a jutsu that runs off the victim's own chakra. She will say, correct, as she'll try to put it on Naruto, but Kikoku is blocking out the scary, the fear. Naruto's actually just going through the death with a straight face. Once Anko releases the jutsu after about a minute, she says, so you scared yet? Or Naruto will say, no, my sword is scarier. He'll put the sword in the ground and say, try to hold its hilt. Try to hold the blade while the sheath is off. And he'll remove the sheath, and Anko instantly just starts, like, panicking. She'll drop the blade, saying, dear god, that's horrifying. Naruto says, yeah, all I need to pretend to do is just give it to someone. And for about an hour, Anko and Naruto will talk. And Anko isn't gonna lie, she's gonna feel a little bit of infatuation for Naruto despite his age. And about 2 hours later, Anko says, so, it's time for me to get to the exam. Naruto says, how far away would it be? She says, like a mile. Naruto says, alright, He says room. Everyone sees a blue area come around. Naruto will look at rocks on the ground and just say shambles. And the people taking the tuning exams that passed are now in swap places with the rocks. And Uncle says, that's a really nifty jutsu. Naruto says, yeah, it sure is. Also, like, just have like a drop of sweat. Uncle won't notice it, but then she'll tell them about the second exam, and then she says, start. Naruto with Team 7 runs off. This one, Naruto says, I have to use the bathroom. And he'll walk towards the bathroom. There's a guy that tries to ambush McKinnon will try to still, but Naruto actually be smart and just, like, not be smart, he'll just be a little, he'll, like, kind of snicker as the guy jumps at him. Naruto just, at a pure instinct, will pee on the guy. Kind of, like, stunning the guy, and Naruto will kill the guy, as the guy is just freaking out that they pee on him. So, yeah. Naruto walks back as the giant snake is about to slash at Naruto. Not slash, bite at Naruto. Naruto just says, room. And he swaps the tree with, so he swaps the snake with Orochimaru, who he can see in the distance. Once Orochimaru realizes where he is, Naruto just stabs him through the stomach. Says your summoning kind of gives off your chakra. And Naruto says all I had to do was match the summoning chakra to the user's chakra, and your chakra was too similar. Naruto will yank out the sword, and like Orochimaru can like feel some of the fear, some of the just despair coming off Kikoku. And Orochimaru's like, huh. And he rushes Naruto was like a body flicker and kicks Kikoku out of Naruto's hand. And once Orochimaru grabs it, Naruto says, your mistake, as Orochimaru just falls to the ground. And Orochimaru is just seeing everything still. So Naruto actually jumps down from the tree and using, like, he goes One Tail's cloak, so that's the max he can do. And just straight up just slam his foot straight over Orochimaru's heart. Yeah. Like, Naruto will jump off as he grabs Kikoku from Orochimaru, and he'll take Orochimaru's scroll and walk off. Before Orochimaru fully passes out, he'll actually extend his neck, and before Naruto can even make it, Orochimaru bites Sasuke, making him pass out. And Sakura is kind of just shook about the whole encounter, so she'll actually just pass out as well, just from fear. So yeah, now it's Naruto. Now Naruto's watch over Sasuke and Sakura. That's when like Zaku and Kine will appear, plus the other guy, Dosu, I believe it, like Dosu, Zaku, and Kine. I don't care. Alright, it's them, and they instantly ask Naruto for Sasuke and Sakura. Naruto says, sorry, but that's a no, as he says, room. And like Dosu will try to use the sound, but then he sees it's visible as Naruto will slash through it, saying weak trick. Naruto will instantly just use body flicker behind Dosu and straight up just cut off his arm. And then he'll sense the chakra come from Zaku's arms. Like he's about to use like a maxed out blast until Zaku will use like a maxed out sonic blast at Naruto. Until Naruto will grab like Dosu's head and just shove it in place of Dosu's hand. Like he'll shove his head straight onto like the hole that the sound comes out of, and like Dosu's head will explode in Zaku's hands. Zaku being stunned, scared, and sad, Naruto slashes off Zaku's head and then throws his sword through Kine's chest. And some of the Hidden Leaf team heard the booms, but then when they go to see it, they see Naruto with a sword through someone's chest, a guy with like exploded head, and a guy with they see two headless people and someone with a sword through their chest. Naruto will yank his sword out and clean it off. Now it's time for the preliminaries. Alright, well first they do make it there, and nothing happens in the rooms. So, yeah. So, make it there, another preliminaries. They all go the same to canon, except Sasuke and Sakura. This time Sakura beats Ino, and Sasuke actually, he didn't even wake up angry. Naruto actually had enough chakra and some of the nice influence to steal off most of the curse mark's negative energy. So Sasuke can use his Sharingan without as much consequence. Alright, now it's Naruto versus Kiba. When Kiba hears this, he instantly just climbs down hesitantly. When Matt says start, Naruto instantly just flickers behind Kiba and just chops his neck, knocking him out. Everyone was impressed. The match ended in like 5 seconds. So yeah. Alright, now that's it. You guys may be like, hey, where's Ultra Instinct Luffy? I tried to record that, but it didn't upload for some reason. So this is the next best thing. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good day. Good night. Thanks to whoever recommended this video in the comments. It was under the first Ultra Instinct Luffy video, I believe. Or it was under the Love Command Deku. So Love Command Deku or Ultra Instinct Luffy. This video was commented. So whoever commented this, thank you. I had fun making this. Alright, like, subscribe, at least use personalized notifications. Goodbye.